Not only does a state lawmaker want to criminalize political memes, he told a committee yesterday that he thinks his legislation needs even stiffer penalties. This is Thursday, March 13th, 2025.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State, the Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Well, thanks for spending part of your Thursday here with the Texas Minute. Our mission is to help Texans be more effective as citizens by being armed with facts in context about the issues facing the Lone Star State. We don't take government money or corporate advertising. Instead, we rely 100% on our readers, listeners, and viewers for our funding. Let's get to today's news. Republican U.S. Representative Michael Cloud of Victoria has introduced legislation preventing the federal government from using national emergencies as a pretext for unconstitutional gun control measures. He wrote his legislation in response to the Biden administration's Surgeon General declaring in 2024 that firearm violence is a, quote, public health crisis. Last month, President Donald Trump issued an executive order preventing the federal government from infringing on Americans' Second Amendment rights. Members of the Texas Senate unanimously approved two measures yesterday that define and penalize the distribution of sexually explicit content generated by artificial intelligence. One measure focuses on materials that appear to depict children in explicit circumstances, while the other strengthens the definitions of what constitutes the non-consensual distribution of AI deepfakes of adults. Republican State Senator Pete Flores of Pleasanton said that explicit AI material is being used to, quote, groom and abuse children. Republican State Representative Tony Tinderhold of Arlington wants lawmakers to conduct an investigation into the Texas Association of School Boards. He's accusing the group of using taxpayer dollars to push left-wing policies in public schools. His comments came during a hearing in the Texas House DOJ Committee. Former Texas House Speaker Dade Phelan isn't backing down from his controversial push to regulate political memes and altered images. Despite criticism that his legislation is an infringement on the First Amendment rights of citizens, Phelan told a House committee yesterday that the measure's penalties should be even stronger. During the hearing, Phelan insisted that his legislation addressed artificial intelligence in political advertising, but as critics have pointed out, the legislation doesn't distinguish between AI-generated content and simple Photoshop edits, meaning it could criminalize even rudimentary image manipulation in political speech. Phelan claimed his legislation wouldn't apply to social media posts, yet at the same hearing, the General Counsel for the Texas Ethics Commission admitted that social media posts could indeed fall under the bill's jurisdiction. Last year, the TEC imposed a rule allowing itself to regulate social media posts of citizens in certain circumstances. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Are Texans playing the lottery, or is the lottery playing Texans?
Say, make money, money, make money, money, money.
There's an old saying that says, don't put the people who caused the problem in charge of solving the problem.
I'm Daniel Greer with Texas Scorecard. This is Rigged, coming March 19th.
Republican State Representative Crisa Richardson of McKinney sent a letter signed by 14 of her Republican colleagues this week urging the House leadership to resist pressure from gambling proponents during the 2025 session. This comes at the same time as a spiraling scandal engulfs the Texas Lottery Commission and following a wave of electoral losses for gambling supporters in 2024. It's worth noting that 11 of those signing Richardson's letter are freshmen who unseated incumbents favoring gambling expansion. The gambling industry isn't backing down quite yet, though. Their push is being led by Las Vegas Sands, which operates casinos in China but not in Vegas. They've poured millions of dollars into an army of lobbyists and a blitz of virtual ads aimed at swaying both lawmakers and public opinion. You can find details of all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Deborah McClure, Luca Cacciatore, Brandon Waltons, and Daniel Greer. It was produced by Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the first news of the day for the Lone Star State. This has been the Texas Minute with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.